One of the things I'm doing this week is hanging trim for my grandfather, and he wants me to hang trim along these shelves just on the front to, dress it up a little bit. So I gotta go all the way up there. So I'm gonna need a step ladder, which I haven't gotten yet. Other than that, the other things I'm gonna need, the tools I'm gonna use, first of all, safety first. I got safety goggles here, glasses, goggles, whatever you want to call them. Pencil, measuring tape. Well, yeah, measuring tape. Air hose. Need a nail gun, or you could tack it in yourself with a hammer and nails, or I like to do it the easy way. I got 8-foot trim. I'm also going to be using a saw to cut my trim to the right length before I tack it in there. Got all my tools and my building materials, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. First thing you do is you want to measure your shelf of how long it is. You measure twice and you cut once. So I'm going to take measuring tape. Measure this first shelf. And I'm just going to record this one shelf. Looks, because I don't want to. 105 is the measurement. Measure this. I'm just going to measure this first shelf because I just don't feel like recording every single shelf, and I got 4 to do, so I'd be here all night, all day, and all night. So next thing you want to do, now that you got your measurement, is take your trim. Take your trim, however long it is. Take your trim and cut it. Measure it twice before you cut it. It's time to cut. I got my 8-foot long, 96-inch piece of trim right here. And I want to hang it on this first shelf. Like that. So, safety first. For all you little kiddies watching, safety first. In case I do something stupid, don't poke an eye out at least. Got the air nail gun. I'll show y'all what kind of nails I'm using. They're pretty short. When they go in the trim, you're going to go about, it's going to take about half the nail. Well, a little over half. About the size of your thumbnail will be in the trim. The rest of it will be in there. I'll tell you what, these are finishing nails. They're 1 1/4 inch long. So when you put it in, when you nail these in wood, they're pretty hard to see because they're so small. But they get the job done. What you do is you tack it, you hold it in place, and you tack your first nail right there. So that's one piece of trim laid right there. I'm going to go we're gonna go cut our next piece of trim. It'll be the first piece cut, but the second piece hung. Because this first yeah, you already know. Now before I go cut this piece of trim, what I need to do is, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. I want to go ahead and get this piece cut, but good thing I caught myself. What I need to do is make sure it's 8 3/4 is what I need. It's kind of hard doing this one-handed. Look at that, 8 1/2. See, always measure twice, cut once. I'm gonna measure this trim right here. Would be the next step. We're gonna go 8 1/2. Find your 8 1/2. Find your measurement on the tape. Measure it. Measure twice. What I've always been told, measure twice, cut once. Now it's time for the cut once. Got my piece measured that I want to cut. Got my safety goggles on, glasses, whatever. Line it up on your saw, whatever saw you're using. You know how to use it. I don't have to run through that. Alright, now you cut it. What I like to do is go down and see where the blade touches the wood. Make sure it's on the mark. Try to get your hands as far away from the blade as you can. Alright, I got my first piece cut. What I want to do is I want to make sure it's the right measure. Eight and a half, and it says 8 1/2. Measure twice, 8 1/2, 8 1/2. I measured like 1,000 times because sometimes I just do that. Alright, now that I got my piece cut, it's time to hang it. Get your fingers away. Actually, it's best to nail it in the center if it's not too short. That way, if you nail a long piece like we did earlier, it won't fall. Won't get too heavy on one side. And follow that same procedure through the whole project. Alright, I got all the shelves with trim on them. Just like that, nice and round. Links in the sidebar.